All right, let's get into a story today. On the surface, it seems really simple, but trust me, the lesson at its core is massive. It's a tale about a man, his donkey, and the huge difference between what something actually is and what we think it is. Okay, let's dive right in.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. How much is perception really worth? I mean, can simply changing how something is presented totally transform its value? Just keep that question in the back of your mind, because our story today answers it in a very expensive way.
Okay, so here's the setup. Our story kicks off with this guy who owns a donkey. But to him, this wasn't an asset. It was a problem. In his mind, the donkey was lazy, totally useless, just good for nothing.
And this, right here, is where it all begins. You know how it is when you get frustrated with something? Well, for him, that frustration wasn't just a fleeting feeling anymore. Over time, it hardened into a solid belief. He couldn't even see the animal for what it was. He only saw his own negative feelings. That became his absolute truth.
And eventually, he just hit his breaking point. He decided there was only one way to fix this. Get rid of this useless animal and move on. His mind was made up. It had to go. So, completely fueled by this frustration, he heads down to the local market. Now, he's not looking to make a great deal here. He's not trying to get top dollar. He's looking for a quick exit. He just wants this problem out of his life. He doesn't waste a second. He gets to the market and practically shouts to the crowd about how bad this donkey is. And almost instantly, a buyer steps up. The deal is done in just a few moments, and you can just imagine the feeling. This huge wave of relief washes over him. Problem solved. Or so he thought. And this is what he walked away with, 500 rupees, a price that perfectly mirrored his own opinion of the animal. Now, to him, this wasn't a loss. This was a victory.
All right, so he's feeling pretty good about himself. His problem is solved. He's got a little cash in his pocket, and now he's on the hunt for a replacement. And that's when he spots it, this magnificent-looking donkey that seems to be the star of the whole market.
And just feel the difference in the atmosphere here. With his own donkey, he was publicly shaming it, but this one, it's being celebrated. There's a crowd gathering around, praising its strength, its potential. The seller has created this irresistible aura of high value.
And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? The core conflict. On one side, you have the man's truth about the animal he just sold off. On the other, the market's truth about the animal he's about to buy. The descriptions are polar opposites, but as we're about to find out, the subject is alarmingly similar. So the bidding kicks off, and whoosh, right away the price blows past the 500 rupees he just made. The hype is working. People are getting caught up in the excitement. And the price just keeps climbing. 3,000, then 5,000 rupees. With every single bid, the donkey's perceived value goes up, and our guy becomes more and more certain that this is the animal he needs.
He is completely swept up in the moment. The crowd, the slick presentation, it all gets to him. He makes the winning bid, 10,000 rupees. Think about that. He just paid 20 times what he sold his useless donkey for just a little while ago.
So he's on top of the world. He proudly brings his brand new, very expensive purchase home, just so excited to show his wife what a smart trade he's made. In his mind, he's made the deal of a lifetime.
But his wife, she's quiet. She doesn't celebrate. Instead, she walks over to the donkey and just methodically starts removing all the fancy decorations. First the little crown, then the fine cloth. And she leans in, looking very, very carefully. And then she says it, the line that changes everything. It's not a different donkey. It's not a better donkey. It is the exact same animal he got rid of just hours earlier for 500 rupees.
And his whole world just collapses in that moment. And it's not even really about the lost money. It's the sudden crushing realization of his own blindness. He realizes the animal was never the problem. The problem was his own inability to see its worth, a worth that a clever seller revealed with just a few decorations and some praise.
And this brings us to the real lesson of the story, doesn't it? Because it isn't about donkeys or markets at all. It's about the staggering price we can all pay for a simple lack of awareness in our own lives. So what do we even mean by awareness here? Well, it's really the clarity to see things as they actually are, not just how our emotions or other people's opinions are painting them. It's about seeing the real inherent value in something, whether it's all dressed up or not. So let's just break down the big takeaways. 1. Frustration is a terrible advisor. Making hasty decisions when you're angry can be so costly. 2.
Flash and presentation can easily trick us, but I think the biggest lesson, the most powerful one, is this. Sometimes the most valuable things are the ones we already have, but we've just stopped seeing them clearly. And if we're not careful, we can spend our whole lives chasing the very thing we once threw away.
And that really leaves us with one final question for you to think about. What's the useless donkey in your own life? Is there a project, a skill, maybe a relationship that you've just written off out of frustration? What might happen if you just took a moment to see it again, but with fresh eyes, without all the baggage? What true value might you uncover?